Welcome back to Teacher Jeff 40K. So I recently released a video about the Eversor Assassin. And I realized I had recorded a video on the Vindicare Assassin, and I had talked about a lot of the general rules along with the assassins in my Vindicare video, and I kind of wanted to do a separate video. Also, someone mentioned in the comments of my Eversor video I had made a mistake about when or how you could take an assassin in your army, so I wanted to sort of clear that up as well, because there are a variety of different ways that you can take assassins, and there are some rules that kind of go that are general for all four different types of assassins that I kind of wanted to go over. So first and foremost, recently there was a release in a White Dwarf a couple months back for the rules and updated rules for the Officio Assassinorum, or the assassins. Basically, you've got four types of assassins that you can use. They are imperial models. So we'll get into the implications of that in a sec. So the four types of assassins, I've got two of them here. I don't have all four assassins for a few reasons. A while back, I had picked up, a real while back, I had picked up some of the old assassin models. So I've got a Vindicare assassin here. This is a classic one, still in pewter, so not resin or plastic or anything. And then I had made myself an Eversor assassin. So originally I liked the Vindicare assassin just for the look. I think they look really, really cool. They remind me of ghosts from StarCraft. They look really great. So I picked up a couple of those. I've actually got another one here. This is the alternate model, and I've had to make a few adjustments because I lost parts. So I made some adjustments to a Tau pulse rifle to give him his sniper rifle. So I bought a couple of those, years ago. We're talking probably about 10, 12, maybe even as far back as 15 years ago. I might have been 15 at the time. So I picked those up. I didn't really pick any of the other ones up. And they released new models, which do look very good. But again, classic Games Workshop. The new models, it's one model. It's very, very nice, but it's $37. So I just had no desire to go out and spend that much money on one model. If the model were bigger or something, they are a little bigger than these, but not by much, and $37 is a very steep price tag. And I know why they're $37. They're $37 because you're probably going to only use one assassin, maybe two. So there's the idea, it's a way company sells things to people, which is, it's not evil, it's not terrible, it's just that's how business works. So I didn't want to buy that. So that's why I made myself an Eversor assassin with some Tau parts, some Imperial parts, some Space Marine bits, all sorts of stuff. And as long as you make it WYSIWYG, everything is okay. It shouldn't be a problem with people you're playing against. So for rules purposes, in general, for assassins, you have a few ways of taking them. The original way to take them, and this is the part where I was mistaken, is that you can simply take an auxiliary detachment of one assassin as one of your detachments. Now, the only thing that happens here is, one, the auxiliary detachment does not give you any command points, and in fact, you must pay one command point to use an auxiliary detachment. An auxiliary detachment allows you to take one from pretty much any selection slot. One heavy, one elite, one fast, what have you. So you can take, as these guys are elite units, you can take one elite, and that will be your detachment. It's worth noting, though, that if you're playing with the rules for matched play, the rule has been updated so that you can take a maximum of 3 detachments, when I think it goes up to 2,000 points. Anyhow, So that auxiliary detachment will count as one of your detachments. So something to keep in mind. Now, another way to take one assassin is you can use a stratagem, actually, that is printed in White Dwarf. And this is called Operative Requisition Sanctioned. For 1 command point, or 3 command points if you are not playing matched play. You can only use this stratagem if your warlord has the Imperium keyword. So keep that in mind. So Space Marines, Imperial Guard, or Astra Militarum, Sisters of Battle, Grey Knights, all that other stuff. Add 1 Officio Assassinorum unit of your choice to your army. Remember that in a matched play game, you must pay reinforcement points, i.e. the point cost of the assassin, 85 points, for the unit to be added to your army. You can only use this stratagem once per battle. So that's something to note. You can't simply pay a command point, get an assassin, pay a command point, get an assassin, pay a command point, get an assassin. It doesn't work that way. You can only use it once per battle, so that allows you to take 1 assassin. And finally, the third way is that if you have, once again, a warlord with the Imperium keyword, you can take a Vanguard detachment, which normally is 1 HQ and a minimum of 3 elites. You can take a Vanguard detachment without an HQ choice. The only difference is you do not get a command point for taking that Vanguard detachment. So this allows you to take 3 or more, I think it's up to 6 for a Vanguard detachment. It allows you to take 3 or more assassins in your army. Once again, you must have the Imperium keyword with your warlord. Otherwise, you cannot do this. So that is the third way. So, just to reiterate, the first way is you can take simply a auxiliary detachment of 1 assassin, but it costs you 1 command point to do so. Or you can pay 1 command point with the stratagem. If your warlord has the Imperium keyword, then you can also take 1 assassin for 1 command point. Or the third option is to take a Vanguard detachment with no HQ required, but you do not get the 1 command point. So this is effectively the cheapest way command point was. Now, you still must pay the points for these models in every scenario, in all 3. So you must pay the 85 points per assassin to use any of these options to take them in your army. Also, there are a couple of stratagems that are specific, or rather non-specific, to simply assassins. Now, if you look through, I spoke about this in my Eversword video, there are a variety of stratagems that are usable by each individual assassin. But there are also some stratagems that are simply usable by all assassins. One, of course, is simply adding an assassin to your army for 1 command point. That's one. But then there's another one, which is kind of cool. It's called Priority Threat Neutralized. For 1 command point, use this stratagem after an enemy character model is slain by an Officio Assassinorum unit from your army. You gain 2 command points, or 3 command points if the character was your opponent's warlord. You can only use this stratagem once for each enemy character model slain. So effectively, it gives you a command point. You pay 1 command point after you've killed a character, and you get 2 command points. So it gives you 1 free command point for killing a character, which can be very useful if you've got a few assassins. You can keep picking them off. Again, you can only use this stratagem once for each enemy character model slain. Now, as far as stratagems go, in matched play, again, you can only use the same stratagem once per phase. So that is something to keep in mind. If you, for example, shoot one character with this assassin and kill him, and use the stratagem, and then you kill another character with this assassin, in the same phase, in the same shooting phase, you cannot then claim you cannot then use that stratagem again in the same phase, just like other stratagems. So something to keep in mind. Overall, the Assassins look very, very cool. I will be going through them one by one. I've already done that for the Eversor Assassin. And I had, as I said, recorded a video about Vindicare Assassins. I'll be re-recording that and re-releasing that as well to simply talk about the Vindicare Assassin. So anyhow, just a little informative video to let you know how you can take assassins in your army. So keep in mind that I have seen nowhere, please correct me if I am wrong, I've been doing my research though, the one command point, stratagem, you must have a warlord that is with the Imperium keyword. The Vanguard detachment with no HQ, you must have a warlord that has the Imperium keyword. But for auxiliary detachments, and most detachments otherwise, I have not seen anything that limits you if you have, say, a different army. Let's say you're going Xenos. I haven't seen anything that limits you from taking units from other armies as long as they are their own separate detachments. There are limits within detachments, so I could not, say, take a squad of Tau Fire Warriors and a squad and a Space Marine Librarian as an HQ choice in the same detachment. That is not allowed. That is clearly stated. But I haven't seen anything that disallows using one detachment from one army and another detachment from another army. I am not certain whether this takes away the fact that you are battle forged, though. I'm unsure of this. So, if anyone knows about this, please correct me, but also please refer me to where this is stated, if I am wrong. I would love to know about that, because honestly, I would love to create combo armies, just for like fun, fluffy games where I get to use two completely different armies or two completely different detachments in the same army. Anyhow, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll have a Vindicare video up very soon as well.